Costco is facing a lawsuit over its popular rotisserie chickens. A group of shareholders filed the lawsuit against the company over its treatment in raising chickens.
Ground beef looks fresh, right? Red meat, Kirkland label, warehouse pricing, straight from America's most trusted retailer. But grab the wrong package and you're getting factory farm scraps, misleading origin labels, and price manipulation, all marketed as premium quality. For families buying in bulk to save money or seniors trusting warehouse pricing, that's not value shopping. It's corporate deception disguised as member benefits. In today's video, we're counting down 5 Costco meats you should avoid at all costs, even if they carry the Kirkland signature. Stay tuned till the end because we'll reveal the safe alternatives actually worth your membership fee. 5. Kirkland Signature Ground Beef. That familiar red meat with the trusted Kirkland label looks like quality you can count on. Premium packaging, warehouse pricing, fresh daily promises. Families load up thinking they're getting restaurant-quality beef for home prices. But internal supplier audits revealed something disturbing about America's most trusted warehouse meat. In 2023, USDA inspection reports documented Costco suppliers mixing premium ground beef with lower-grade trim and organs without proper labeling disclosure. You're paying $4.99 per pound for what the industry calls pink slime recovery, processed beef scraps treated with ammonia and repackaged as premium ground meat. Why the eye test fails. Bright cherry red on the surface often comes from oxygen exposure and allows packaging gases. The center may already be brown. That color shift is normal, yet shoppers treat red as safety and brown as bad. Neither is a safety test. The stakes are not the same for every home. For seniors and anyone on heart, kidney, diabetes, or immunosuppressant meds, a bad grind is not a mild bug. It can mean vomiting, diarrhea, dehydration, missed doses, blood pressure swings, and a fast ride to the clinic. People on diuretics lose volume faster. Kidney patients cannot afford days of low intake. There is also the cost trap. Club packs look like savings. If you portion in a warm kitchen, let trays sit in a cart or toss warm pucks into a chest freezer, you risk thinking you saved. One sloppy hour defeats a week of careful meals. The pack feels cold, the surface glistens, the smell is faint and clean. None of that confirms sanitary grinding or tight supplier controls. Spillage notes show late. Paperwork issues never show at all. Here is the part that keeps buyers watching. House grinds can shift suppliers without fanfare. A blend that ate great last month can feel loose, watery, or dense this month. You blame your recipe. The cause may be upstream trim, water loss, or a different lean-to-fat claim hit by a broad spec. Push back on the price story. If a premium grind eats watery, crumbles oddly, or leaks dye-colored purge, return it and log the lot. Ask the counter who made the grind and when. Photograph the case tag and the pack. Track which days deliver better products. Your notes beat ad copy. For fixed-income seniors and bulk-buying families, the math is cruel. One tainted tray can cross-contaminate a full freezer session. Keep lot codes and save receipts. Restaurant burgers taste different for reasons you can feel. Single muscle grind. Fresh grind timing. Clear fat ratios. Tighter supply. Your club pack is not that. Treat it as a separate product with separate habits. Return policy is your leverage. If a pack smells odd on opening, snaps with a sour puff, or looks brown or gray with sticky film, seal it and go back. Do not try to save it with spices. File a report with the store and your state feed or health office. Your refund is not the point. The paper trail is. Have you ever wondered why your premium ground beef tastes different from restaurant burgers? Keep your guard up. Always verify. Next, labels get greener and the risks get quieter. Landing at 4, organic thighs that look clean and travel dirty. 4. Kirkland Organic Chicken Thighs. Shiny label, green leaves, and a bargain pack that hides a clock and a thermometer. The label promises clean farming. The real risk is time and temperature before your cart and at home. From 2022 to 2024, consumer testing and federal surveillance show retail chicken often carries salmonella and campylobacter. Organic is not sterile. In 2013, USDA FSIS actions around rotisserie chicken contamination highlighted handling risks in retail settings, a context where not the same SKU. Cold chain breaks during transport, long storage in warm carts, and leaky packs raise microbial load even when the color looks fine. That is how trouble enters a kitchen that feels spotless. Why this slips past the nose, the thighs look plump and pink under bright lights. Surface smells clean when chilled. After seasoning, a faint sulfur note disappears, yet bacteria remain. Once the pack warms, counts climb fast. Your senses lag behind biology by hours. Health stakes rise for seniors and anyone on heart, kidney, diabetes, or immunosuppressant meds. Salmonella and Campylobacter cause vomiting, diarrhea, fever, and dehydration. Dehydration hits faster on diuretics and ACE inhibitors. Listeria cross-contamination in the fridge is a known hazard for older adults. Hospitalization and antibiotic courses are common in these groups. For seniors managing fixed incomes and families buying bulk to save money, that contamination risk multiplies when you're storing large quantities for weeks. A single contaminated package can cross-contaminate your entire freezer stock. Slight sour puff when opening. Slick surface that feels hard to grip. A faint sulfur note that disappears after seasoning. Retail packs may use modified atmosphere packaging that slows browning without eliminating pathogens. Liquid pooled in the tray can dilute the sanitizer on your hands. Display cases cycle temperature during restocking. Every hour outside, the deep chill lets microbes double. That is why a clean label cannot promise a clean plate. For people on proton pump inhibitors, stomach acid is lower, so the infectious dose is smaller. Fragile joints and kidneys also suffer when vomiting and diarrhea trigger medication timing errors. That is a dangerous spiral for older adults living alone. Stay with me. The fix is fast. Keep receipts and photos. Save lot codes and check FSIS/FDA. Recalls. Cold chain slips hide behind pretty labels. Skip puffed or leaky trays and short dates. If you open a sour-smelling pack, seal and return it. Don't try to cook it safe. Worried about repeated misses at your warehouse? Consider flash frozen domestic thighs with tight supplier specs and shorter distribution chains. Documentation helps. Photograph labels, lot codes, and packed on dates in case you need to report a problem. Check the USDA FSIS and FDA recall pages before big shops. If a meal causes vomiting, fever, or unusual lethargy, call your clinician and your vet if your pet's scavenged raw scraps. Save the label and a sample if advised. Hydrate early. Budget truth. Spoiled trays waste money and health. For seniors on fixed budgets and families who bulk buy, one leaky tray can seed an entire fridge. Portion immediately. Label dates. Isolate suspect packs. Have you ever opened a pack and caught that faint sour puff? Think labels protect you? Processed favorites can load you with sodium and carcinogen flags instead. Next up, the heart-friendly spread that is not your friend. 3. Kirkland bacon and deli packs. Crisp sizzle, smoky scent, and a smile that forgets what the label never shouts out. Marketed as convenient and smoked to perfection. But the reality is a sodium and nitrite bomb for aging hearts and kidneys. In 2015, the WHO/IARC classified processed meat as carcinogenic to humans, Group 1. Ongoing, American Heart Association guidance. Aim for 1,500 to 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. Processed meats are major contributors. Context matters. Lower sodium still stacks up when portions creep. Uncured often uses celery or cherry powder that still generates nitrite in the meat. High heat pushes nitrosamines. That is a chemistry problem, not a flavor problem. Why does this pass the eye and nose test? Bacon glows pink in a tight wrap. Deli slices look tidy and professional. Smoke masks off notes. Salt blunts sour. For seniors and people on meds, the stakes are higher. Sodium surges counteract blood pressure pills. Diuretics pull fluid, then salt drags it back. That battle stresses the heart. ACE inhibitors and ARBs lose ground when every breakfast begins at a sodium cliff. Kidneys work harder to clear the load. Nitrites plus high heat raise nitrosamine exposure. That is an oxidative hit on tissue already fighting time. Plasticky sheen, gummy chew, glossy fat that crackles to bitter char. Looks premium on Sunday, but Monday's blood pressure tells the real story your doctor hears. Portion creep is sneaky. 2 slices become 4. A taste while cooking becomes a habit. A weekend breakfast becomes a daily ritual. Your weekly sodium budget disappears by Thursday. Add deli turkey at lunch, and you have a full day's allocation before dinner. Deli ham and salami stack sodium fast because serving sizes are small and slices rarely weigh what labels assume. Watch for cultured celery powder or sea salt cures that still deliver nitrite chemistry once heat and time hit the pan hard. Labels confuse. Uncured sounds safe. It still relies on nitrite from plant sources. No nitrates added, often fine prints, except those naturally occurring. naturally smoked, can include liquid smoke. The result is the same in your body as in a hot pan. Nitrosamine formation climbs with higher heat and longer time in the skillet. Evidence deserves the spotlight. The 2015 WHO and IARC decision put processed meat in Group 1 for cancer risk in humans. That is the same category as tobacco for classification, not the magnitude of risk. The American Heart Association continues to warn about population sodium loads. Targets are 1,500 to 2,300 milligrams per day for adults. Processed meats make staying under that line hard without a plan. Behind the savings signs, supplier code games, and cure wording shift risk onto you. Club packs push repeat exposure and bigger medical bills when sodium spikes hit. Demand plant codes, keep receipts, and treat uncured as nitrite by another name. Have one daily rule. If bacon is on the menu, skip deli meat that day. If deli is on, skip bacon. You cannot stack both and stay under the goal without paying later. Club-size bundles look cheap, but the sodium and nitrite load stacks day by day, hard on older hearts and kidneys. Do you check supplier codes on Kirkland products, or do you trust the warehouse pricing? Premium imports feel safer on the shelf, but long supply chains hide different traps. Next up, the fancy label with a travel problem. If you're starting to question what's really behind Costco's warehouse pricing, hit subscribe. We expose retail giants' deceptive practices like this every week to help you shop smarter. 2. Imported charcuterie assortments. Silk-thin slices, pretty twine, and a passport vibe that hides long travel risks quietly. Sold as European luxury, yet alerts and recalls keep surfacing in the background. From 2023 to 2024, CDC and FSIS reported a multi-state salmonella outbreak tied to charcuterie from Fratelli Beretta and Busseto, with retail club distribution noted. In 2024, European alert systems like Rappel Conso and RASF listed recurring ham and salami alerts for listeria, salmonella, or foreign matter. These are EU notices, not US actions. Packaging is gorgeous. The sticker shouts tradition, transatlantic time and temperature stress meat and packaging. Tiny leaks admit oxygen. Cold chain breaks are not obvious to shoppers scanning a case. Why does this pass the eye and nose test? Slices look perfect. They smell mellow and clean. The first bite tastes buttery and sweet. Hazard stays invisible because common pathogens have no color or smell at refrigerator temperatures. Modified atmosphere slows browning, not pathogens, and cannot rescue meat after a long warm delay period. For older adults and people on meds, the stakes are higher. Adults over 60 face higher hospitalization rates for listeria from ready-to-eat meats. Exact multiples vary by study. Seniors on blood pressure pills or diuretics dehydrate faster when vomiting or diarrhea begins. Kidney disease and diabetes lower reserves. That is why a seemingly small exposure can turn into a serious event. Labels soothe. Words like artisanal, prosciutto, and PDO imply safety. None of those words replace in-plant environmental testing, batch-level lot verification, and hard temperature logs at every handoff. A fancy ribbon is not a HACCP plan. A wax seal is not a corrective action report. The journey from a European slicing room to your plate can include a packer, a consolidator, an airport, a cargo hold, a distribution center, and a club warehouse. Every stop is a new chance for a thermal slip. The surface looks satin smooth. The fat gleams. The slice folds like silk and clings to the tongue. That experience sells the next package. It does not certify safety. Household cross-contamination adds another layer. Fingers move from plastic to crackers. Boards touch fruit and cheese. Knives go from salami to tomato. The plate looks clean. Microscopic residue remains. People snack, then rub their eyes or press pills from blister packs. That is a risk chain in minutes. Safer daily play. Make imports an occasional treat. For routine boards, choose domestic producers that publish in plant testing programs, environmental swab zones, and corrective action summaries. Look for brands that post a lot of results or certificates you can scan. Avoid mixed origin party packs where traceability blurs. Skip puffed or leaky trays. Return anything with a sour edge or sticky sheen. Keep the basics. Save lot codes and check FSIS/CDC recall notices. Skip puffed or leaky trays. Return sour or sticky packs. If nausea, fever, or cramps follow a charcuterie night, call your clinician early. Explain the timing. High-risk folks should not wait overnight. Bring the label and any remaining slices if testing is needed. Treat imports like a special event. Make domestic tested options your dependable weekly choice. Entertaining on a budget? A warm drive or longboard service can turn a party tray into a sick week for seniors. Plate small amounts and keep the rest cold, with lot codes saved. Do you scan lot codes or QR links before a big board night? Next up is the biggest shock. A household name in the United States with metal in the mix. 1. Ready-to-eat processed meat products. Taking the top spot, an American staple you've trusted for decades. A familiar bag, easy protein, and one hidden shard can turn dinner into an emergency visit. Family favorite on the label, but foreign material recalls say something else inside the pouch. The betrayal is simple. Marketing promises safe, fully cooked convenience. Reality shows metal risk from equipment failures. You warm, you serve, you never suspect a thing until a bite hurts. In 2019, USDA and FSIS documented an expanded recall of Tyson fully cooked chicken strips due to metal contamination, affecting multiple lots in the market. In 2025, FSIS noted a Golden Island pork jerky recall sold at club stores including Costco for metal contamination. You cannot see metal flecks in a seasoned glaze. You cannot smell them in smoke and spice. Small fragments tuck into fibers or bind in sticky marinades. Magnets on a factory line miss bends or odd angles. A blade chips, a screen cracks, a screw backs out, a sliver rides along. Why your senses fail? Ready-to-eat meats look perfect and smell inviting. Salt and sugar cover rough edges, smoke masks off notes. Metal has no scent in food. It does not change color at serving temperatures. A quick taste test is useless. That is how recalls stretch across weeks before households hear the news. For seniors and people on meds, the danger is not abstract. A sharp fragment can cut the tongue, gums, or esophagus. It can scratch the stomach or small bowel. On blood thinners, even small abrasions can bleed more. Dizziness follows blood loss and dehydration. People on blood pressure pills or diuretics have less volume reserve. Kidney patients cannot afford vomiting and diarrhea after a bad bite. A night in the emergency room is not the savings anyone planned. Normal color, balanced smoke aroma, slight sweet edge from the cure. Texture feels fine until a grain catches a molar. The moment is small. The risk is not. Batch-made convenience carries batch-wide risk when a part fails upstream. One chip can mark thousands of bags. Distribution moves fast. Social feeds move faster than official pages. You need a personal plan, not faith in a shelf. Keep the basics. Save lot codes and check FSIS/FDA. Recalls before bulk buys. Inspect for dents, puffing, or bad seals and return suspect bags. At the first odd crunch, stop and spit fragments. Do not swallow or assume it's seasoning. Check FSIS and FDA. Recall pages before restocking. Sign up for retailer alerts. Skim the corporate recall page for fresh notices. If a bite yields a hard chip, stop eating, save the package, and call the store and the hotline. Report the lot. If you notice bleeding, chest pain, or black stool, seek care now. Bring the bag to the clinic. Documentation shortens investigations and helps other families. Household hygiene matters too. After opening, seal bags with clips. Keep them off warm counters. Do not snack from an open bag left by a sunny window. Heat softens glazes and makes fragments slide. Pets should not share these products. A shard cuts a pet as easily as a person. None of this means abandon convenience forever. It means act like your own inspector. Ready to eat does not mean risk-free. A trusted logo is not a safety plan. Lot codes and recall habits are. For seniors on fixed incomes and families who buy club-sized snacks, one bad lot can drain a month's budget and disrupt meds. Bulk snack bags seem economical until a foreign material notice hits. If a shard shows up, that whole month's stock is suspect. Keep the bag with the lot panel until it's gone. What's the worst contaminated meat you found at Costco? Did you get a refund? Not every meat at Costco is a problem. The keepers share patterns, transparent sourcing, cold chain discipline, USDA or equivalent oversight, brands that publish testing or inspection outcomes. Nutritionally, look for moderate natural fat for satiety and fat-soluble vitamin absorption. Choose lower sodium versions of ready-to-eat items. Prefer cuts that cook safely at lower temperatures. Regulatory edge matters. Pasture-raised systems and audited plants reduce hazard drift. We prioritized meats with no recent U.S. recall history and consistent quality. Keep packaging, note lot codes, and rotate stock. First up, a grass-fed Southern Hemisphere staple, kinder on digestion and rich in micronutrients and minerals that matter. Finally, 2 Costco meats that don't hide their sourcing. Safe. Pick 1. Costco USDA Prime Beef. This verified beef does something radical in a warehouse full of grade manipulation and supplier shortcuts. It carries USDA Prime certification that you can actually verify. Unlike the Kirkland ground beef mixing premium with scraps, Prime Beef delivers documented marbling standards and third-party grade verification. Check the label and you'll see actual USDA inspector stamps, not just Kirkland's internal quality claims. Verification steps that matter. Find the USDA grade shield printed or stickered on the label. Read the EST number near the mark of inspection. Look it up in the FSIS directory to identify the producing plant. Match the case tag to the pack label so dates align. Photograph the label and the receipt so you hold a traceable record if anything goes wrong. Why is this safer in a sea of vague claims? Grading is performed under a defined standard with auditability. Marbling targets are not marketing copy. They are scored. When a seller leans on words like premium, chef select, or signature without the grade shield, you have no external referee. Prime gives you that referee. What to watch for anyway? Vacuum packs can hide surface oxidation and purge. A perfect red is not a safety test. Cold chain slips still happen between the plant and the club. Prime does not equal sterile. Keep your basic protections in place. Keep lot codes and save receipts. Cost story for fixed income households. Paying for Prime can feel steep, but waste from dry or misgraded cuts is also expensive. Smaller portions of verified grade can deliver better satisfaction than larger plates of uncertain trim. You are buying a specification and the right to audit it. For families who want real beef without the supplier deception, Prime certification means you're getting what you pay for instead of processed scraps disguised as premium ground meat. Have you ever checked the grade shield and EST number before putting the pack in your cart? Prime lots also carry clearer case tags for receipt matching. Safe Pick 2. Single establishment domestic whole muscle cuts. This transparent sourcing does something most Kirkland products avoid. It traces back to one specific facility with verifiable standards. Choose single EST sirloin, chuck, round roasts, pork loin, or turkey breast from a clearly named plant you can look up. One establishment number equals tighter traceability than mixed origin multi-plant grinds. When a pack lists only one producing facility, you reduce the number of upstream variables that can fail without your knowledge. How to verify in the aisle. Find the mark of inspection and the EST number. Enter that number in the FSIS directory on your phone. Confirm the plant name and state. Scan any QR codes that lead to case-ready lot data. When possible, match the in-store case tag to the consumer label for date and shift details. Favor brands and private labels that cite GFSI, SQF, or BRC audited facilities in public quality documents. Those audits do not make meat sterile, but they show process maturity and a pathway for complaints to be investigated with speed. Why does this beat marketing adjectives? Words like natural, chef-crafted, or premium cut cannot be audited. A single EST pack gives you a discrete origin and a responsible party. If an issue occurs, investigators can trace faster, and your refund path is cleaner. Mixed origin packs make that harder. They also raise batch risk when one input is off-spec. Unlike mixed origin grinds that blend multiple suppliers, single-source cuts give you accountability. When problems occur, investigators can trace quickly, and your refund path is cleaner. Basic protections still apply. Save the lot code and receipt until the last portion is eaten or frozen. Check FSIS and FDA recall pages on shopping day, especially before bulk buys. These steps are short. They work. Budget angle for seniors and families. Whole muscle cuts from a single plant often cook more predictably and portion well across the week. You can trim at home and keep trimmings separate. That stretches value without gambling on blends that vary by batch. A clear origin lets you build trust and stick with a supplier that behaves. Choose these when you want real traceability instead of warehouse pricing that hides supplier shortcuts behind bulk packaging. Question for you. Have you ever looked up the EST number on a pork loin or chuck roast before heading to checkout? Cleaner origin reduces recall hassle and confusion later. Some brands sell nostalgia. A few actually protect your health. What's the worst meat you ever trusted? Tell us in the comments below. Click left for more honey investigations exposing what companies hide. Subscribe for straight talk and safer carts every week.